Who am I? The girls them sugar.
I'm fucked up, man.
Let's do it. How y'all doing, man? Welcome to the Who Am I Pod, man. What's up, King? How you feeling?
Lit, dog.
Yeah, you and me both. You and me both.
It's gonna be a fun one.
It's gonna be a good one, man. It's gonna be a good one. So, welcome back. It's been a week. We took a week off. There wasn't a lot of stuff going on. There was a lot of music that dropped, but it just wasn't a lot of stuff going on. We feel like we can make some topics out of. So, we decided to skip a week. So here we are back. A lot of stuff going on. And here we are back. A lot of music has dropped, so we're gonna hop straight into it. So, King, you want to start off with some singles, or?
Yeah, let's get these singles knocked out, man. So, first single that I got is Ty Dolla $ign featuring Jhené Aiko, Mustard, By Yourself. I think he has an album coming next week, if I'm not mistaken. His album coming next week, but Ty Dolla $ign, bro, he's like in a weird place in me. Like, he's an artist, like he's cemented. Like, I know what I want from him. He's going to deliver high music, but it's just like, I just want a great album. Like, he like LeBron, bro. Like, you know, he's great. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he has all the talent, but you just want him to win a championship. You know, Ty Dolla $ign is like, I know he's capable. He's proven every time he gets featured on that, but I just want him to deliver a great album. So this song By Yourself is that's what I want to hear. You know what I mean? Ty Dolla $ign, he's kind of like a Tory Lanez where he can do so much. Sometimes he doesn't really stick in one lane and specialize and gives us the best type of sound. But I think he hit it right on the mark with this one. It's a dope track.
Yeah, sometimes it's a small list, right? Well, it used to be small, it's growing a lot, right? So it was a small list of, if I look through iTunes, or I look through SoundCloud, if I look through internet, if I look through anything I can't think of, Spotify, wherever music thing you can think of, if I look through any of that and I see one of these names, I have to listen to it, right? Ty Dolla $ign's on that list. He's been on the list for a long time, right? There's Drake's, there's the J. Cole's, there's the Kendrick's. If any of those people, and there's a lot of people, right? There's a lot of people now. Like, if Giveon is on the track right now, I want to hear it. If Lucky Day is on the track right now, I want to hear it. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's if Black is on the song right now, I want to hear it. It's getting bigger, and it's only growing with R&B artists. So for Ty Dolla $ign, he's been on that list for a long time. If Ty Dolla $ign is on it, I want to hear it. So this is really good. But he already has a really good song out with SZA right now. Hit different. So what is coming next? Is it your album? Is it going to be great? That's what we need to know from Ty Dolla $ign. I don't know right now, but later on, I need to figure that out.
It could. This is where I think it could be a great one, because he changed the album title to featuring Ty Dolla $ign. And our biggest criticism with Ty Dolla $ign is he gives his best songs away. Like, he saves, like, all right, he'll have some cool songs, but he smokes every feature. Like, he'll get on a song and provide background vocals, and it just makes the song. So I think he heard the audience say, like, we want that for your album. And because he named it featuring Ty Dolla $ign, I think we're going to keep getting more of this.
Okay, let's do it. I'm cool with that.
Hopefully. I could come back next week and say something completely different.
We'll see. we will see. We're going to see what your tune is on this one. I got Kanye West, Nah Nah Nah. And I feel like it's too big of a drop for me not to bring in here. I know you don't want me to, but it's too big of a drop for me not to bring it here. Let alone we ain't gonna talk about his campaign video. I'm gonna leave his campaign video out of this. I'm gonna leave that one out of this, but I'm gonna just talk about this one right here. And you said it yourself. The beat is hard. That's what we wanted from Kanye. That's what we've been wanting for the last few years. His beat is hard. The vocals, as far as the instrumental, as far as not the instrumental, but as far as the lyrics of it all, the flow, everything outside of the beat is terrible. It's just terrible on any scale, right? So a lot of people think that you could think that we are hard on artists that have already been established, right? And we are. As far as me and you, we're a little bit more harsh on artists that have already come out and established themselves. So Kanye West, for him to come out and bring this, it's not only that. Again, it's only whatever scale you want to measure him on, whatever scale. Because if you want to measure him lower, like on the lower tier of the artist, it's still trash. You want to go even one more step lower than that, it still might be okay. It's on the bottom tier of that one. So to be on the bottom tier of the third tier of what I feel like, that signifies what I've been saying this whole like year and last year. Like, we want to hear your beats. We don't necessarily want to hear you rap right no more. That's just what it is. If it might be disappointing, it might be disrespectful. I don't know what you want to think about it, but it is what it is. We want to hear your beats. We don't want to necessarily hear you rap on those beats anymore. You might not be in the same space that I think you can rap at that level anymore. So hearing anything less is disappointing. And that's where I'm at.
Yeah. As much as I hate to admit it, Kevin right, man. And I'm a Kanye defender. Like, if there is a sliver of hope or a sliver of positive that I could take away from Kanye's situation or what he's saying, he could say something completely off the wall. But if I can get something out of it, I'm gonna defend him. I can't defend this, man. I cannot defend this. And it's to a point where I gotta agree with Kevo. Like, his production, I love the beat. Like, even when like he chop it up and like throw a little beat change in there and go back to the original beat, the production is dope. But Kanye is a producer, bro. And at he's finally at a point where he's showing he's not a rapper anymore. You know, and I don't think he's ever been a rapper. Like, he's had ghostwriters since the beginning of his career. But it's kind of like when Jordan was on the Wizards and when, you know, like Kobe was on his last little run. Rest in peace to Kobe, no disrespect. But it's just like, once you see somebody at their peak, it's hard to see them on a decline. And it's like, we've seen Kanye at his best. We know what he's capable of. We've seen him literally take over the game, give us these genre defining music and like say things and political statements where it's like, bro, thank you, Kanye. We needed that. And to see him drop something like this, bro, it's like that meme of the dude at the wrestling event where he just like in the crowd, no, like no, bro, this is not it, man. Like, I can't defend this at all, man. Like,
it's title.
The title is what somebody should have told him when he said, "I'm about to drop."
Nah,
this. Somebody should have told him, nah. Like,
nah,
keep that on the laptop, bro.
And with the just wait a minute on that one, yeah.
Nah,
but he's doing whatever he wants right now. You can see that by his campaign that he's doing.
But it's like he'll have a line in there, like even like you're talking to a presidential candidate, like even that's like that line is like, okay, that was a bar, but now we picking like like we're literally searching for the smallest things. Like, everybody is good for a line. This is not a good song.
Yeah, and to be clear, Tiger King was a presidential candidate at some point.
No, he was a state. Was it? He was going for the president, wasn't he?
I'm pretty sure he was a presidential candidate at some point.
Hey, man,
that bar
Carol
ain't high.
Baskins.
That bar that bar ain't high. That bar ain't high. That bar ain't high. But all right, well, shit. That's my single. King, what you got for your next one?
My next single, you mentioned it a little bit earlier when we was talking about the Thai one, is Leon Bridges and Lucky Day. We talked about Lucky Day being somebody like, I want to hear Lucky Day music. I also want to hear Leon Bridges. Like, Leon Bridges, like, on low key, he don't miss. Like, you know what I'm saying? We know, like, River, Take Me to the River. Like, that's that work to us, bro. Like,
boy, that shit is hard.
That's like a spiritual to us, bro. Leon Bridges is amazing. Lucky Day is amazing. They dropped a song called All About You. And I'll talk about it a little bit later when we get to the albums. It's such a refreshing feeling when you have expectations and people deliver. Like, you see Leon Bridges and Lucky Day, it's like, man, I hope this song good. Like, I've been disappointed too much this year when, like, I want something to be good. It's so refreshing when you see that, have high expectations, and it meets your expectations. This is a great, great song, man. Like, I'm glad that these two connected because they kind of in their own lane. One is kind of more like modern R&B type of thing, and the one is kind of more classical R&B, more popish. But for them to come together and make this song, man, it just shows like R&B is really taking it to the next level, and this is just another cherry on the top of a great R&B year.
Oh yeah, easily. I obviously, if y'all would been listening, and Lucky Day is one of the people that I've been talking about. He's one of the people that if he's on a song, I want to hear it. And I was happy that I heard this one. So another one to add into his checkbook. My next one I'm gonna do. I only have one more single, and that's "Your Mind Still" featuring Drake. So if anybody's been following social media, Young Blue, he's been somebody that's kind of been, I guess, steaming. Maybe he hasn't been on fire or anything like that, but he's been steaming to kind of make a breakout. And you can see on, if you go to the Shade Room, if you go to any of these social media sites, you can see he actually hit up Drake and was like, "Hey man, let's do one." And Drake hit him back, and it was like, "Hey, we don't got to do one. We just need you. I just need you to make space on the one that you already made, and we're gonna make a remix to it." We already know Drake record with remixes. Drake is also on that list of people that he's on a song, I'm gonna hear it. So he's shooting about 100%. So we know that if he's on the song, we're gonna listen to it. So Young Blue hit him up and said, "Yo, let's get one." Drake said, "Hey, don't even worry about it. Just make a remix of that one that you got. Send me that little empty spot. I'm gonna make a verse of it." He said, "Okay, cool. I'm doing it right now." And then here we got it right now. So it is really good. Young Blue, do I think that he can? It's weird for me because R&B is at such a high level this year. So I don't think we'll get something from him this year as far as an album that's going to be extraordinary or anything like that. But I am looking forward to him going forward through into 2021. Like it's going to be interesting going forward what he actually comes out and produces. He's already got his name on the map because he got a Drake album. He has a Drake single. So with that Drake single, what do you do to produce going forward? It's been a while since we've seen Drake on somebody that's so new. But every time we've seen them on somebody so new, I think the last one I can think of is Summer Walker. On somebody so new, we've seen them explode into something that just right on the scene, just immediately, and where everybody's listening to them. We've seen that happen several times already. So with this one, I don't see anything different coming. I see Young Blue coming out, and next song he drops, next album he drops, whatever he wants to do next going up, he just has to deliver. And if he delivers, then he'll be right on the train to success.
Yeah. In a time where coronavirus has left so many people jobless, so many people unemployed, so many people in financial despair, the one thing that we can count on, if we can't count on it from our government, is a Drake stimulus package, bro. And that Drake stimulus package is so clutch, bro. Because this is Drake's bag. Like, this is classic Drake. Like, Dirty Mac and like talking to a girl. Like, this is classic Drake right here. And I'm glad that he got into that bag. Like, Drake is getting to the point where, and I keep bringing him up because we got a topic later on, but kind of like LeBron, when LeBron first came into the league, he was so heavily in the shadow of Jordan, he really couldn't find himself. And then it took him a little bit to kind of figure out, like, it took him some bumps and bruises to figure out, all right, this is who I am. And I'm just going to put the hammer down, and this is exactly who I am. I think after the Pusha T kind of situation with Drake, he kind of knows, like, all right, this is what I need to do. You know what I mean? I went through this with Meek. I went through this with Pusha. I went through that. Like, I know I like the grime scene, so I'm going to give you my little tic-tac-toe, that tic-tac-toe. He going to give you some rhythms and all that. And then he's going to, but this is his bread and butter. And I'm glad that he was able to do this for an up-and-coming artist because he snapped out. I mean, like, this was like what's it called? This was like mixtape Drake. This is like so far gone type of, like, he was like real. Like, this felt real. Like, talking about, like, I know that type of hug. Like, I be having that type of hug you gave me. Like, I know that hug because I be giving them to other people.
His last three been crazy. His last 3 times we've heard him has been crazy.
Bet this shit. If I can't, with every Drake feature, with every Drake snippet or release or leak, I want this Drake album, and this is just furthering that anticipation, bro, because he is not missing, bro. Like you said, he's going to come through with that feature, and so far he is dead on target, bro.
Mm-hmm.
This is
His
a
last
great song.
3 features have been fire. This one, 21 Savage, Bryson Tiller, and then you could even go. The last time we've heard from him was his own single, which was him and Lil Durk joint. So he's on point.
Yeah,
he's on point. I can't see an album that's not this sharp.
He's in a zone.
Yeah.
Like when he said, like, don't mess with me when I'm in album mode. Like when he's going back he's in album mode, and it's scary, dog. It is scary. He's going. It's
not gonna be. It's gonna be good for him, but it won't be good for the people that's on the same ledge as him. Because J. Cole, I don't see him dropping anything coming soon, and Kendrick, we haven't heard from for so long that as far as the number one spot go, I don't understand how if Drake drops this year and it's a great album, I don't see how you couldn't put him as number one. So I don't want to take that. I don't want to take that away from Young Blue. Shout out to Young Blue. That's a good song. I know we go into Drake thing and anything like that, but for right now, as far as the Drake talk goes, if he drops an album and it's great, it's going to be tough for me not to have him number one and be solid in that point.
So, I agree.
Yeah. What you got next?
Oh, that was my last single. If you want to pivot into albums,
yeah, let's do it.
So I can start off with some albums, the more lesser known ones, because I know the bigger albums that we'll get to will probably have a lot more to say. An album that came out a few weeks ago was Action Bronson, Only for Dolphins. Now, I'm not going to lie. I've never been like an Action Bronson fan. I've never really tuned into his music. I've always seen things that he's done. Like I know he had the TV show on Viceland where he was like cooking. I know he's been in like several movies. And I know he just like, I remember he had a beef with Ghostface Killer because they had like similar voices when he first came out. But I've never like really been tuned into his movement. But he's really been, at least his recent music has been really more of that Griselda-esque sound. Whereas like it's just like a simple beat, like a hook. I mean, not a sample and a loop, like very luxurious, but kind of lo-fi type of music. This track or this project with Action Bronson, if you like me, I'm kind of keyed into Griselda. Like that's where my rap, everything Griselda related, whether it be Boldy James, Freddie Gibbs, Benny the Butcher Conway, that's where I get my rap fix from. So my ear is kind of tuned into that sound. This Action Bronson project is dope. Like it's in that lane. It's like slick talk. And then I'm seeing the things that he's talking about. Like, yo, I had to go to a premiere of The Irishman because I was in it. And I'm like, damn, he was in The Irishman. Like he was selling caskets and all that. And he was like, yo, I just landed a spot in this new movie. I just landed this. I'm making moves like here. Boom, I had the TV show. And I'm like, I'm not even a fan of Action Bronson, but I know his resume. And that's dope. I respect that because even though I'm not a fan, I see your moves. I see what you're doing. And to hear that with some good music and hear that slick talk, this is a dope project. So Action Bronson, Only for Dolphins, is worth checking
out. I can respect it. I actually listened to a few of those songs and I was thinking the same thing. Like, man, this kind of tough. Like, you know what I mean? Like this, I can actually rock with this. I'm going to go with another one. I'm going to stick with rap right now, which is New Beginnings by Reason. And all I can say is if you wanted a TDE album, if you wanted something that sounded like Kendrick, this is the best thing up. And I don't want to take away from him saying that he sounds like that, but to me, that's the only thing I could think of, right? Was the TDE, a Kendrick sounding like album. We talked about a single coming out, and we said that it was kind of a remake of what the thing that Kendrick did. So it's only right that this album sounded the same way. He had a lot of good features on here, whether it be Schoolboy. The Rhapsody one was the one that I really was like, ooh, this shit is tough. Ab-Soul, he had Vince Staples on here, which was crazy. He had Isaiah Rashad on here, which was crazy. He had a lot of good features on here. The song that really did it for me was Fall. And Fall was basically about, and we big on rappers that be actually talking about something. Fall was basically about, the first verse is basically about women in rap game and basically like not being sexual, not being giving up the pussy, and he's basically saying how the fights that they have to go through just to get to the Meg Thee Stallion level, to the Cardi B level, to the Nicki Minaj level. It's a tough fight just to get to that point to where you're actually hearing them. So he was actually explaining that, and he explained that well in about 45 seconds. Like, it takes, you got to be a lyrical genius to do that. That's a real fight. That's a real fight for people to have to go through. And then he goes on to say how you can actually be a rapper, but all the industries are trying to turn you to the next Mac Miller, which is an addict, which is a druggie, which is this and that. You can't be woke. You can't be this. You can't be that. And he's just trying to tell people of this is exactly the things you have to go through. There's a lot of rappers out here that haven't made it yet. Listen to this. Let me tell you about how this situation is going to go. Because I know. Because it's going like this way for years. This is exactly how it's going to be because this is how they want it to be. So for him to actually come out on one song and explain that situation very detailed, very well, you can tell that his lyricism is at a high level. So Reason, I mean, shout out to you, bro. Like, this one actually really surprised me. This came out, I think, last week. So it didn't come out this week, but like I said, we missed a week. So this one is up there, man, as far as the hip hop goes in this year. Because if I had to create a top 10, it wouldn't be a lot of hip hop or rap albums in that top 10 right now, just because of how dominant R&B has been. But this one is definitely pushing the meter on that one. So shout out to Reason on that.
Yeah, it's it's a testament to TDE, man. TDE is artist development 101. Like, they'll find somebody with like a little rough around the edges, and they'll take their time. Like, even if it takes years, get together a great body of work and put it out. And Reason is a testament to that. SZA is a testament to that. Schoolboy is a testament to that. Kendrick is a testament to that. And it's like, it's almost like a brand. Like, if you see TDE on it, Sir is a testament to that. If you see TDE on it, you know you're going to get a great project. And this was a phenomenal project.
Absolutely.
So I'll take it more on the mainstream album, an album that kind of snuck up on me. And I don't know why I had such low expectations for this album, but this is T.I. with the Libra. And I found this album, I was like, man. And I think it's because I'm not really with T.I. what he's doing outside of music. Like, I know he got his podcast, and I respect his moves. Like, T.I. has always been an entrepreneur, whether that be his reality show, whether that be his podcast now with Expeditiously, whether that be his presence in all these other ways. I don't necessarily tune into that type of things. I don't necessarily agree with everything he says. But one thing I respect about T.I., no matter what's going on in his life, he will give you a great body of music. And when I look back, I was like, what's T.I. last album that I liked? Oh, the album that his last album that he put out, I really liked. And same thing, I didn't like what he was doing outside of that, but I really enjoyed his last album. And I think he took the same formula from that album and applied it here. Whereas though his last album, he had Dave Chappelle narrating like some comedic relief, and they put you a song. This one with Libra, the Libra, he had Miss Pat. And I don't know if y'all into comedy. Miss Pat is hilarious. Like, from the hood, gonna tell you everything. Like, she got a famous story about like her baby daddy shot her in the titty and all that stuff. Like, she is hilarious. And then she's narrating this whole album, even to the point where like it be certain songs she just like, T.I., you need to shade the back of your neck. Like, your neck look nasty. Like, I don't even like just grinding him up, bro. But like, that just was like, I like this album. It's an enjoyable experience. But then I'm listening to the songs like, bro, T.I. knows how to make a great song, man. Like, it's just, he got the formula, bro. And his range is so crazy. Like, he'll make a trap song, and you know, that's his bread and butter. But then he'll make a good song for the ladies. That's his bread and butter. Then he gets political. And it's like, I may not agree with him politically, but he knows exactly what he's saying. He got the right people. He had Tamika Mowry on the album, bro. He had Rhapsody giving a skit, just like how you were saying with Reason, talking about everything that's going on about the zodiac signs, giving a poem and everything like that. But I'm sorry, I confused her with somebody else. But he had a woman giving another skit talking about hey, women up here talking about how wet they pussy is, but how wet is everybody when them bullets is in you when after a cop shoots you? You know what I mean? We talking about all these different things in our community, but why are we not talking about Breonna Taylor? Why are we not talking about George Floyd? And I mean, going, you know what I mean? And I think it takes a great artist, it takes a great mind to cultivate all of that, to put it into a body of work. I think this project is a great body of work. I mean, anything you can look for in a project, this have it. You want bars? We got bars. You want features? We got features. You want songs? We got songs. You want skits? We got skits. You want poems? We got poems. This is a phenomenal project. And I'm glad that I slept on it and I didn't have expectations, because this is something I'll be listening to for a long time.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I downloaded, and I as well, I put it in the back seat. I said I was going to listen to it when I listened to it. It wasn't going to be something that I made sure to get through so I can talk about it. But after y'all actually started sending the songs through, because at that time I was still listening to the other albums that I was listening to, and y'all started sending songs through, I was like, well, let me go ahead and peep these out. I'm like, man, he got some goddamn features on here. That was the first thing that brought me on. I'm like, man, he got some goddamn features, bro. He really coming hard on there. And I started listening to it. I'm like, same like you said, man, he got some goddamn trap songs on here. These beats is crazy. Like, he actually going hard on this bitch. And then I kept listening. Oh, he could talking about some real shit on here. Like, man, like, and this is what we expect though. Like, I shouldn't have to. I should expect this from T.I. Same reason why you do. It's one of those things I talk about Rick Ross in our couple podcasts ago about our OGs and how they react to stuff. It's certain things that he's done that has kind of turned me off to his music, but he's still here with the music, bro. Like, I'm not about to disrespect him at all when it comes to the music. He know what he's doing. He know how to put together an album, and shout out to him for this one, because this one was great. This one was great.
Yeah, man. Like, and I think if we can be an example of, like, we said it, we don't like certain things that he does personally, but by no means his catalog is up there. Like, I remember when he was like trying to battle 50 with the verses. I'm like, come on, bro, that's 50.
No,
T.I. got a catalog.
He could do it.
T.I. has a catalog, and this is certain people, they go too long, and it's like, come on, bro, why you put, like Kanye, like he's starting to diminish the greatness of his catalog.
Yeah,
it's almost about that time we start giving respect to people like T.I., people like Jeezy, people like Gucci. That's like, yo, you've been in this game for a long time.
Doing it
at a high level.
You're doing it, bro. Doing it. You know, we always good. I don't know why we both. That's the one thing that we both been on Jeezy.
Oh, Jeezy raised me.
I don't give a fuck what you say.
Jeezy had this song on his second album called The Inspiration, and he literally the intro track said, "I command you niggas to get money." And my OG used to sit us down, like all the homies in high school. He said, "Look, dog." He used to play that for us every morning. He said, "You hear what Jeezy said? I command you niggas to get money." Like, I would never forget that, dog. Like, Jeezy is a god in the trap music, bro. Like, that was real shit. He was influential, bro. Like, he's up there when it comes to legends. But T.I. too, Gucci too. Like, we can't front Gucci. We're gonna have to have a conversation about Gucci one day, bro. Gucci might be one of the most influential rappers of our generation, bro.
Gucci went to jail and came out on fire.
But think of how many people's careers are responsible for Gucci, or how many careers he's responsible for. Bro.
Oh, a lot, a ton.
Migos, Young Thug, Waka,
a ton,
bro. Like, he on a new wave, like Mulatto, like
a ton, Nicki. Bro.
Come on, dog,
bro. You could really credit him to a lot of those
Gucci
people
out here, bro.
A lot of those people, bro. You can come to credit him.
You gotta start respecting.
But it's the same with Lil Wayne, right? Like, it's the same with Lil Wayne. Like, it's
facts.
Like, when we'll talk about later, when people say they want their damn respect, some people think like, well, we know you're a legend. We don't want you to say that. Nah, bro. Y'all not giving it up like y'all should. Y'all not giving it up like y'all should. I need y'all to give it up. So that's one of those things.
But shout out to T.I. though.
Another person that I think, especially in our time, is going to go down as really a legend is Trey Songz. Trey Songz came out with an album called Back Home, and it is a little bit long. It's a little bit longer than I think I would like it to. It's 22 songs. His last couple albums have been something like that. They've been split into two. They've always been a little bit long. maybe longer than I like them to be. But this one here is great. This one here is fire. This one here, there's 22 songs, and I usually look at percentages of like what you shooting at. Like it's about 80 to 85, maybe 90, if I can really think about it. It's a lot of good songs on here. It's a lot of he really took his out. Like we said, stick to the script. We've been talking about that a long time. When you already established, stick to the script. You said it earlier in our group chat. He earned that. He earned the 22 songs. Go ahead and drop the 22 songs you want, because we're gonna listen to it. It's a lot of people on that list right now. Trey Songz is still one of those people. Trey Songz can drop 22, and I'm gonna listen to all 22. And about, I want to say 18, 19 of them shits is hard. Will I put all 18 or 19 in my playlist? Probably not. Will I put about 10 in there? Probably so. This shit is hard. like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is hard, especially in a year where R&B has been dominating. It's crazy to see somebody like him come out and do this. Right? We've seen other people do really long albums, and I want to address a little thing, because y'all think that when we say a long album, it's like a little weird that we say that. An hour is good. An hour and less is probably where we need you to be at. Anything over that, if you out an hour and 20, an hour and 30, we gotta talk. If you drop a deluxe and it makes it a little bit longer than an hour, 2 hours, we gotta talk. Chris Brown, we need to talk. We can't have you dropping that much music, because I can't consistently continue to listen to that music, because it all starts to blend in and sound the same. And you have a long catalog, so it starts to sound like other songs that you made. It just doesn't do what we need you to do. And this one, even this one, if I had a Christmas for this one, it'd be that it's too long, to the point that if it was a little shorter, maybe 18, maybe 17, maybe 16, if it was about that one, it might reach my top 5 of R&B of this year. Mm-hmm. But the problem is that you got Giveon just dropping you 5, that's fire. You got Giveon dropping you 3, that's fire. Right? So you got these people that's dropping you just a little bit of songs, but they all amazing, so you can't ignore it. So when you drop a long album like this, I can start to pick it apart. I can start to get on you a little bit on, this song was cool, but it could probably be taken out. So he eliminated a lot of those songs. There's not too many songs that I want to skip on this album. It's really great. It's good. But it might struggle. It might be right there in my top 5, my top 10 as far as R&B this year, but it'll struggle to really break those kind of those other albums and the other EPs that I've listened to, because again, it's just so long that I can't think of it. It puts my moral compass as far as music go at an impact, because Trey Songz deserves the respect of dropping this type of album. I understand that. He can drop this type of album because he deserved it. He's worked hard. He's been really, really good for a long period of time. He's been really, really good for a long period of time. So I want to show my respect for Trey Songz, because he's been doing it for a long time. But if I had a criticism, I'd be like, if you just drop it, just a few, 4, 5, 6 songs, just drop them off, you might have a classic. But here we are. So still, though, shout out to Trey Songz, album called Back Home. Y'all should still go listen to it, because with all the good R&B out of here, he's still in here doing it. So shout out to Trey Songz.
Facts. I think you summarized it like to a T. I would just add one analogy in there for Trey Songz. It's kind of like when we talk about legacy acts, when we talk about the T.I.s, when we talk about the Chris Browns, we talk about the Jeezys and all of that, people we have expectations for we just don't want you to mess up your legacy. You know what I mean? We just don't want nothing that's so bad where we just gonna look at you in a different light. So I look at Trey Songz kind of like when you go to a restaurant, you get like chicken fingers, right? So it's like if you go to a restaurant, like a Giveon is like trying a filet mignon for the first time, or trying like a new dish. And I'm like, oh, bro, I didn't know this was so good, bro. Like, like this is the work. But if you go to a restaurant and it's looking a little sketchy, it's like, all right, they can't mess up chicken fingers. You know what I mean? Like the chicken fingers always gonna be the same no matter what. So like Trey Songz is like that consistent, like no matter what, I know I'm at least get this type of consistency. I'm at least get this enjoyable experience. And I think he delivered with that. And it's like, again, in a year where such amount of great R&B came out, it's almost unfair to people dropping at the end of the year because that's the list that you got to compete with. It's almost ridiculous.
It's tough.
But
right
for
now.
you to just still not mess up your catalog, not try to do the Usher and try to reinvent your whole sound and try to go trap and do all of that, just stay in your lane, do what you do, and deliver. I respect that.
100%. Yeah, no, it's like I said, my moral compass is shaking right now because you got to give it up. You got to give it up. When somebody like him is giving it up for this long, for over a decade, and they giving it up tough like that, you got to give it up. But I still can criticize it, right? So if anybody's wondering, I'm thinking about an 8 out of 10, maybe 8.5. Thinking about 8.
Nice.
Think about 8. I like it. I like it a lot.
I still got to revisit it, but coming from you, 8.5, that's solid.
It's tough, bro. It's tough. It's a lot of good songs. Like you keep listening, especially like the first half. Like you listen to it and you think like, I'm waiting for a song that's like bad, and you just never get it. It just never comes. A song that's like bad never really comes.
Like you waiting on something to throw your rhythm off. Like, you get sucked into the album.
But it really flows well. It really does. It really just, you keep listening to it and it's just like, I can rock with a lot of these songs. Like it's tough.
Yeah. And
he got Summer Walker on there and she snapped.
Speaking of people not messing with features, bro. Summer Walker be going.
She snapped. Yeah.
But I try to say the best for last, man. Speaking of
easy
expectations, I mentioned it a little bit earlier. It is so I am so thankful when I have expectations for a project or for an artist or for an album or for a song, and they live up or if not exceed those expectations. This week, we had an album by my guy, Benny the Butcher, Burden of Proof, produced by Hit Boy, that exceeded my expectations. And I already had high expectations for this project. This is the album that I needed, that I didn't even know I needed. Like, I'll be getting a lot of rap albums this year. I mean, we talk about R&B a lot, but when Kevo kind of put me on, it's the difference between rap and hip hop. For me, rap has been delivering. Like that Boldy James project, great. Freddie Gibbs project, great. That West Side Gun Pray for Paris, great. Like it has been a lot of great rap projects. So it's like, I'm cool. Like I got my fill. I got my fix. But it's like Benny the Butcher always been in the back of my mind. Like, I wonder what his album sound like. Like I always talk about Griselda, and West Side Gun is more the curator. He's going to give you the best beats. He's going to give you like a dope aesthetic. He's going to give you something different. It's like, only he could give you this. Conway is going to draw you into like a dark, weird world, but his bars are just second to none, where it's like, only Conway can give you this. Benny is the person of that group that can give you the most commercial sound with all of the talent and all of the bars that everybody else can give you. In this project, produced by one of the hottest producers out right now, it doesn't matter. Like, everybody may think I'm biased. There is not a bad song on this project. There is not a bad verse on this project. This project is phenomenal, bro. And it's almost to the point where Benny the Butcher is putting himself up there, because you see him featured like on the T.I. album. He's on there. On all these other big rap albums, Benny is on there. He's putting himself into the lane where it's like he might be gunning for that lane that Meek held for a long time, like that street artist, like the best rapper in that lane. Benny is putting himself up there to say, yo, that's me right there. I am that guy. Like, I am the new Jada. I am the new Meek. I am that guy that's going to hold that torch. I am the new Pusher. I'm about to plant my flag in the ground and can't nobody say nothing to me. This album, amazing. Like, I don't even know what to say about it, bro. It's short, concise. He gonna give you that drug talk. He gonna give you that game talk. He gonna give you that reflective about life talk. But it's just another level when it comes to bars. Like, the reason why we hold Kendrick up to that such a high standard is because he can mesh witty wordplay. He can give you bars, but then he can throw something abstract at you, and he can give you a great hit. And it's so multidimensional. You can live with it for a long time because every time you listen to a new song, you'll catch a new line. Like, damn, I didn't even know that he said that was a double entendre. That's a triple entendre. He was playing off that word scheme for about 2 minutes. Like, that's crazy. This project is phenomenal, bro. And Benny is slowly building his catalog to where he's starting to become that new age rapper that's going to plant his flag in that lane, and he can be the best out there. Like, Benny is dope, and with the right production, this project, Burden of Proof, is up there.
Yeah, I got him as my favorite rap album this year right now. There's a couple that's close. There's Pray for Paris. You can say that it might be close. You can say that the Nas album, it might be close. There's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of good ones with just like rap. Like, there is a you have to distinguish between rap and hip hop right now. It's a complete different flow. If you hear a Drake, if you hear Big Sean, you hear somebody like that, that's hip hop. Like, you can tell, you can listen to it, and you can think of like the beats and the way that it flows, the people that actually have on the album. That's hip hop. When you hear a Griselda album, when you hear that Nas album, that's rap, man. Like, in rap, regardless of what you do, you have to talk about something.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's the same topic. The Griselda topics are all the same. You can listen to this. It is. It really is.
I know where you're going with this. That's what makes it dope.
It really is, and that's what makes it dope. It really is. You can listen to this album. You can listen to a Conway album. You can listen to a West Side album. You can listen to whatever album you want to. They all talking about getting out of the drug game, rapping, going back to the drug game. If they wasn't rapping, they would be in the drug game. They all telling you about how to hustle. They really giving you game about how to hustle. If you still doing that, you can still listen to one of these albums, and they'll tell you about what you need to do to get that brick up. These dudes, especially Benny, can put it into a simplified state that it is so fire that you can understand every bar. You can listen. When I knew this album was going to be hard when I listened to the first track. When I listened to I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, I listened to the first track and I said, every single one make you do this.
Ugly face. Like,
And at the end, he like, let's go. And I'm like, oh, let's go. All right, let's go. Let's get it, bro. Because this shit finna be crazy. And Benny is the best at that in Griselda. That's why I got him as my favorite. You can say Conway or West Side, which I can understand that 100%. I can understand it's close. All of them are close. I'm not saying any one of them are necessarily better than the other. I'm just saying Benny is my favorite. And if I had a disappointment, it's only that Drake wasn't on this one, because I know Benny and Drake got a single together, and I really want to hear that joint. But I did get Rick Ross on here. I did get one of those guys on here, and Rick Ross came and delivered. He didn't outshine Benny, but he was right there with him. So, it's tough to knock. It's tough to knock this whole album. Like you said, every verse. If I had to compare this one of somebody that gave a better performance, it would probably be Jay-Z when him and what's his name dropped to this year?
Oh, Jay Electronica. If Jay Electronica came out and performed, I might have that out in this one. But every Jay-Z verse, every Jay-Z bar was perfecto. Mm-hmm.
Like, it was perfecto. And that's how I felt about this album. Like, everybody that came to this album was perfect. It just really, they really came and they was ready to go and they performed. And that's why I gotta get this. This is my favorite rap album of the year for sure.
Yeah. And I wanted to hold off on saying that just because it just came out, but I think you're right, bro. Like, I
gave you the other ones. I gave you the other ones that I think that would compete with that.
Yeah, but it's and I used to, like, my thing was I used to die on the Conway. Like, Conway is my guy. You know what I mean? Like, he got shot, half his face is paralyzed and everything. Like, he's still spit. Like, it's just a certain type of energy that come with it. But Benny he puts it with Hit Boy. First of all, let's put respect on Hit Boy, dog.
Oh,
Hit
man.
Boy is having a run.
Yep.
that is crazy. Like Hit Boy hasn't missed all year, and he's been on
Yep.
a lot of projects.
Yep.
When I say the production on here is A1, phenomenal. When I say every single verse on here, from start to fit, I mean, like it's almost like you want to hold your breath, like, all right, what are you about to say now? What are you about to say now? What are you about to say now? And he delivered. And you talked about the features. Rick Ross came through. Freddie Gibbs even said, like, I didn't even want to put a verse. I just want to do the hook. But this verse so cold, I had to spit on this, dog. Like, he even said it. Lil Wayne went crazy. And I think it takes a lot to get Lil Wayne inspired. Like, you heard him on like the Jack Harlow. He was just like, I'm just on there to be on here. Yeah. Lil Wayne had something to prove on this project. Like, all right,
you're not about to fuck me up on here.
I'm about to rap like I got some type of respect for myself.
You're not about to fuck me up on here, bro.
Lil Wayne came through. Big Sean came through talking about being in slave contract, sending a shot to Kanye. Dom Kennedy, bro. Dom Kennedy is one of those people that just can curate a song. The West Side Gun and Conway, they came through with, like, this is a phenomenal project, bro. Phenomenal, man.
Yeah. Nothing. I ain't got nothing else. That'll end it. Yeah. That'll end our music. We'll talk about a little bit more music coming forward. So I do got some questions for King.
Talk to me now.
I want to find out what you're rocking with. All right. So here's question number 1. Is R&B going to continue to dominate through next year? You rocking with it or you not?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who specifically you think?
I think Snow coming back.
Mm-hmm.
I think Chris coming.
Yep.
I think Summer coming back.
Is Giveon going to give us another one?
I think Giveon gonna give us like a full project.
Yeah.
Like because I think even his earlier project was just like, all right, y'all know me from the Drake, but look, I'm really nice. Like I really do this. And then he was like, all right, just so y'all know, I'm still here, bro. Mm-hmm. And I think he's going to give us like kind of like when we saying with Benny, like he's going to get that validation from the industry and give us like, okay, Giveon and Black or Giveon and like Drake, like a song Giveon and Party. Like he's going to give us one of those. Yeah, I think he's going to come through. Black still got his full length project that got to come. So it's so many people that's just loaded up that got to come back. And then we got people we haven't even heard of yet. Like I didn't know who Kiana Lede was.
Those are the people, bro. Those are people that give me the one.
Yeah, bro.
I'm rocking with it. I'm rocking with it because I feel like it's too many people right now not to perform right. Like especially if Trey Songz wouldn't have came out with this album, I knew it would have came next year. So, and I know we a little bit premature because we still got a little bit more of the year to actually talk about, and we'll do a wrap up at the end of the year to say what we think about is coming. That's what I'm saying. So we got a lot. It's a lot more coming. But even still, now I still feel like this is the time to project it, and R&B is going to continue to dominate through next year. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
All right, number 2. Lakers will repeat next year. You rocking with her or you not?
If they get Chris Paul, if they looking at trading for Chris Paul, if they get Chris Paul, I'm gonna give it to him. But this the
Bradley
thing,
Beal
bro.
might come too.
This the thing, bro. KD and Kyrie coming.
Yep.
Healthy staying. Steph and Clay coming.
Yep.
You know, the Clippers, knowing what they know now, they coming back with, all right, I got something to prove.
Ty Lue.
With Ty Lue.
Yep.
If this might be the hard, if they win next year, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna prove something, but this will be the hardest road that he's gonna have to take.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler coming back with something to prove.
Yep.
Boston coming back with something to prove. Milwaukee, I think Milwaukee is coming back. They come like
Murray.
Oh, Denver? Come on, bro. They got that confidence. Like, we can do this.
Yep.
So it's gonna be tough. I'm super excited for next season.
Okay.
Phoenix, bro, they went undefeated in the bubble. It's like they got that confidence. Like, hey, bro, we a couple away.
Yep. If you had to choose today, you rocking with it or you not rocking with it?
I'm not.
You're not rocking
today.
With it. I'm rocking with it. I'm rocking with today. I'm rocking with today. I think they'll make some. Roster moves. That,
Oh, you said
that put them
today. You
over the
said
top.
today.
Today.
That's
But that's what I'm
like,
saying. I'm
them
projecting.
right
I
now.
think that's just what will happen.
Well, I'm saying,
All right.
That's what I'm saying. If they get Chris Paul, if they get Bradley, if they get one more piece,
Okay,
yeah.
that's fair.
But
that's fair.
Today, I can't because there's so many people. Like it's wolves at that fence, bro.
Okay, as constructed to, even as constructed today, is tough to say, man. Anthony Davis is such a wild card that I can't. I don't see anybody. There's nobody in the NBA that can match it.
Anthony Davis versus
he
Greek
just disappears
Freak,
at some. He just yeah.
Anthony Davis versus the Bucks is a crazy matchup, bro. Anthony Davis, like, and this is the thing. Anthony Davis can be the best player in the league. You know, I think what kind of like what LeBron did when he went to Miami, it just unlocked a certain level. Like, okay, I can do this. I got that hump off my back. Now I got to be a monster because if all else fails, I got my ring. So it's like, I got that. So now I think this just unlocked another level in Anthony Davis' mind with the game-winning shots and having that experience in the bubble. It's just so many killers out there, bro. It's so many.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
So many.
It's a lot. It's gonna be good. It'll be good.
I can't.
And it's starting just in January. It's not far.
I can't wait, bro.
It started in January. It's not far. It's not far. So we'll get to see it. We'll get to see it soon. So for right now, I think if as the rosters are constructed right now, because there's a lot of big moves that's going to happen. So right now, I guess I would not rock with it. It's tough. It's close though. It's close. Yeah. It's close. It's close. My last question, number 3, and this one's going to lead us to our next topic. The Black community, 2021 will progress better than they did in 2020. You rocking with it or you not?
I say yes, because by default, things are going to change.
Yeah.
I think as a collective, as a community, we are evolving because so much of us are in this space. The things and the tricks and the political games that went over 4 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, we're not falling for them no more. And it's starting to be evident with some of our leaders making changes and making those tough decisions, who even a couple months ago were speaking one language and saying, you know what, boom, I'm tired of this. We about to start making moves. So I think regardless of how this next election happens, I think a lot more people are going to be held accountable. A lot more people are going to be elevated into the spotlight. And a lot of leaders have shown their face to say, we're relying on you to step up. And I think those are capable leaders that we're identifying this year.
Yeah, I'm going to say yes. And for one reason and one reason only, accountability. And it's not just accountability on the part of politicians, accountability on part of our leaders that we have in the Black community. I think that next year, when it comes out, regardless of what happens with the election, I think that we're going to point at people. We're going to actually see, like, this year was good. It was awareness raising. That's exactly what happened. A lot of people think of this year and they think of it as a progressive year for the Black community. I don't think a lot of things progressed this year. I think it was just a lot of awareness raising. So I think next year is the year to actually point at people and say, hey, you said you want to do this. Hey, you said you want to do this. Hey, you said you was going to do this for us. Like, you need to step up and actually do that. And if you don't, then we're going to raise hell. Like, those are the things next year that I think is going to be coming. I hope it ends pretty. I hope it's not a mess like it kind of was this year, because it did kind of feel like a mess. I hope it gets better. And we actually start to see things, but there are a lot of trials that are probably going to end within the next year that it might cause a rift in those type of progression, right? So we got the Ahmaud Arbery case, we got the George Floyd case, there's a lot of cases that's out there that we just going to see, and we got to see how they end and what's going to happen. There's going to happen in 2021, and how we react to that is going to be big. But going forward, I think that we have a lot of people that we can actually hold accountable to say that, hey, you doing all of this, but this year I need you to actually move shit. I need you to actually make shit happen. So regardless of who wins the election, I think that's what's kind of what we're going forward to next year. And so I'm rocking with that.
Well said, bro.
Yeah. But let's get into some more. It's crazy because it's like I'll be trying to stay away from the politics, but in an election year, it's like the only thing that we can do, right? And it feels like we have to. It feels like it's on us to do that for our listeners and for us and for me and you to actually learn something from each other. So I want to let you go ahead and let this topic off, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, that's cool. So, like Kelvin was saying, like it may seem, and I was trying to say this last week. I know we got super political. It may seem boring. It may seem kind of stagnant. It may seem like old people just get out there, Sunday and vote. Like it may seem like that, but politics is literally infiltrating culture in a way that I have never seen it before. And recently, kind of showing an example of like almost eating our own in a sense. So Ice Cube, he recently came out with an initiative called the Contract with Black America. So if you want to do some more research, if you want to look up what we're about to talk about now, you can go to Contract with Black America or CWBA.us, and you can literally see all of his tenets, all of his plans, all of his proposals, and everything he wants in that quote unquote contract. Right. So he created a comprehensive plan specifically for American descendants of slavery. All right. So he made it very clear, like every time we come out with an initiative, we always get lumped into people of color. We always get looped into minorities. This plan is specifically for Black people and more specifically American descendants of slavery. So he came out with this after the George Floyd incident, after all of the big social justice outrages that we had, and basically saying like everybody is saying something needs to get done, but nobody is actually putting anything into action. So we came out with a comprehensive plan. I believe it's 13 different sections that he wants to be addressed. A lot of the highlights that he comes for, he calls for the ending of qualified immunity, something that we've talked about on this program ad nauseum. He talked about adding a federal database for police violence so that we can track trend analysis and figure out who is actually conducting these violent crimes, who is actually violating their badge, and hold them accountable so that they don't have the license to carry a badge. Just like somebody in the medical field, if they keep messing up in surgeries, you can't have a license to do that. Same type of accountability for officers. He called for federal baby bonds so that when people in the Black community are born, $1,000 are donated from the federal treasury so that they can be invested in for 18 years. And then at their 18th birthday, people get access to that money. He called for a one-time interest-free loan for home ownership of American descendants of slavery as well. He talked about the availability of credit so that things like cell phone bills, things like utilities, and things like rent can be factored into your credit score, because a big thing in the Black community is the wealth gap. And a big thing about building credit is we don't have access to these institutions. We don't have access to these facilities to actually, or the knowledge to build our credit, but we all have a cell phone bill. We all have to pay rent. So why not factor that into so we can help build our credit score so that we can do something about this wealth gap? A lot of great things that happen for this community. And actually both political parties, both the Republicans and the Democrats, came to him, which he specified, about this plan. Now, the Democrats actually said, I like your plan. I like what you're doing, but let's hold off on doing something about it until after the election. The Republican Party came to him, or the Republican representatives came to him and said, you know what, we're building this platinum plan and we want to hear about your plan to see how we can incorporate some of your tenets into our platinum plan. So they actually did that. So the distinguishing the KKK as a terrorist group, that was incorporated into the platinum plan. Investing in the opportunity zones, that was or further investment in the opportunity zones, and who's actually benefiting from that. Because yes, we can create an opportunity zone in the hood, but if just rich people are coming into the hood and benefiting from that and we don't know about it, is that really fixing a problem? So more accountability and more awareness of that will be incorporated into the platinum plan. So a representative from the Trump administration came out on Twitter and said, hey, we just want to thank Ice Cube for working with us. People going to talk, but leaders are actually going to lead, and basically drawing the comparison like Ice Cube was working with the Trump administration for their platinum plan. And it drew a lot of criticism because it seems like Ice Cube is working with the Trump administration to help better the Black community, when it seems like the Black community is kind of in another direction that we don't really want to work with that administration. And it drew a lot of criticism. So we're just here to talk about that criticism I know I kind of went on a word vomit of everything his plan was, but kind of talk a little bit in depth of what his plan represents and how it can affect our community, and try to have a more civil conversation about this instead of just calling him a sellout or calling him all these type of things because he worked with the quote unquote dark side.
Yeah. There's reasons to have skepticism, right? Against the Republican Party and Democratic Party. There's a reason to have skepticism. So I can understand somewhat of the kickback, right? It was the same with maybe even Jay-Z partnering with the NFL, right? At that time. There's always going to be a certain crowd that's like, this seems a little shady. I thought this one got a little bit out of hand. I thought this one with Ice Cube got a little bit out of hand. I was on one of those buses with the Steve Harveys of the world. I was on that bus with the Jay-Z's of the world, where I'm seeing our leaders kind of match up with what we feel like is the opposition. Sometimes that's what needs to be done. Sometimes that it wasn't even. I think Ice Cube is a real good example of this. Ice Cube, I know you said we want to talk about his policy and everything like that. Y'all can go read that. Y'all can go understand that. I want to talk about the court of public opinion, because that's what I've been talking about on this podcast for a very, very long time. The court of public opinion. Let me talk to you. Ice Cube came with a solid plan. Out of all the leaders that we got, came with a solid plan for reparations. That's what he came with. That's what it is. That's all he came with. His main goal, and he said it several times, was to decrease the gap in financial equity in America between black folks and whatever other race you can think about. That's all he wanted to do. He wanted to decrease that gap. He came up with a solid plan. He's not a politician. He still came up with a solid plan. So all those people that we thinking about and we leaning on and we telling them to do this and do that, out of all those people, it took Ice Cube to come out and create a plan and deliver it to the foot of the president of the United States, really. I mean, if you really want to think about it. He said on Chris Cuomo's show on CNN, he said, I am going to give this plan to whoever's in power. Right now, it's the Republicans. I'm going to give that plan to them. I tried to give my plan to the Democrats. They said to hold off. I don't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Everybody, we've been told for years and years and years to hold off on what we need done for us. It's no more time for hold off. I need this to be heard now, and I need to be implemented now. And that's what he got done. He got it done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, is everything that he wanted in that plan, in the platinum plan? No. He said that. Hey, everything that I wanted is not in the platinum plan. But the platinum plan also isn't in place yet. So we can also put pressure on them to say, hey, Ice Cube got these things. We got these plans. We got these things that we want to do. We have actual things on paper that we want to have happen. And we want those to be implemented in your plan. That's the way to do it. We don't have that. We don't have time to waste. The Democratic Party talking about wait. We don't have time to wait. We need to get this stuff now so you can put these out to your voters and people can know, okay, they got this going on, so maybe we should vote for them. They got this going on, so maybe we should vote for them. Y'all decline that. The Democrats decline that. How is Ice Cube wrong for saying, I want my plan heard now? That's all I want. I want my plan heard now. And the only person that would take him, the only group that would take him was the Democratic Party. So whether you want, go ahead. But was the Republican Party. Yeah. So whether you want to be upset with him to say, oh, you went to NWA, to MAGA, this and that, you're hearing what you want to hear. You listening to what you want to listen to. You're not actually listening to what Ice Cube is saying. Ice Cube told you what he's saying. He said, I created this on my own. I think these things will help us as a black community, not any other community, not minorities, not this and that. I got a plan for black community. There are a lot of people out here talking. Ice Cube did it. He said, this is the plan. Y'all motherfuckers out here faking. I got a plan, and I'm going to the people that can implement the plan, and I'm going to tell them what the plan I have. If they can take anything from it, I'm cool. I'm going to anybody that can actually make a change. All y'all people that's saying that y'all want to do this and want to do that, y'all cool waiting for this to happen. Y'all cool waiting for that to happen. I'm not cool with any of that. I'm right now, before we even have elections, I want to come out and I want to give my plan to the people that's in power. He gave the opportunity to both sides, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. There's nothing wrong with that. We get caught up in this again. We get caught up in this a lot. Even if goddamn Dr. Umar said give Jay-Z some leeway, bro. Dr. Umar, have we seen the memes? have we seen the memes in the last few months? Dr. Umar went on record and said give Jay-Z some leeway. Even him. You gotta give people like that leeway. You gotta give Ice Cube the leeway, bro. You can't attack him. You can't attack him. You getting confused with what you need to be actually getting done. You're not looking at the actual facts of what's happening. You're just attacking somebody because you think, oh, he that's the op now. I don't fuck with him. He with Trump. That's the op. Ice Cube came out and said, he tweeted, I don't fuck with that motherfucker. I ain't fucking with him. That's not my dude. But he's in power. What do you want me to do? Do you want me to just say, because that's the op? Okay, well, that's because he's going to control everything he got to control. No. Is he really the op if he decided to listen to? I'm not saying that Trump himself, but I'm saying that they're the Republican administration. Are they really the ops if they said, like, yo, let's at least listen, see what they got? And then they ended up implementing their stuff into the plan that they have. I'm just saying, like, he said it simply. I'm listening to whoever's going to listen. Whoever's in power, I'm going to talk to whoever's willing to listen. One party said they will listen. One party say, hey, hold off. That sounds cute, but let's wait for a little bit later. And that's where we at now. So attacking him, is that what is that? What are we proving there? What are we doing there? I don't know. I literally don't know. The court of public opinion is so wild in the Black community and where they actually like face their backlash to. We got people right now. There's you can even go to even like a popular station right now, which is the Breakfast Club. They got people right now in South Carolina saying like you can do whatever you want as long as you can serve it. That's wild to me. Like that's a wild statement to go. Why don't you go get backlash to that motherfucker that says some shit like that? If you in South Carolina, why don't you go listen to some shit like that? Listen to the people in your state that's doing actually disrespecting you. You talking about Ice Cube. What Ice Cube got to do with any of this? He out here just trying to do his best, and you attacking him. That's whack, bro. Court of public opinion, as far as the Black community goes, we need to do better.
Yeah, it's getting to a point where it's like, what do we really want? Do we want change? Do we really want to change, or do we just want the spotlight, or do we want the, win the oppression Olympics? Do we want the moment and we want to just riot and we want to protest and we want to have that speaker? Because if that's all you want to do, then no, keep doing things as you've been doing them. You know what I mean? Because let's keep playing these political games. Let's keep being loyal to one side and not listen to the other side, because that's what got us here, right? And if you like where we're at here, if we like the stage that we got here, then keep doing that. But if you really want to make change, and we've been saying this for months, have a specific plan. What do you really want? We were talking about that last week when we were talking about how we're going to vote. We need to hold people accountable. We need to know exactly what you stand for. We want to do that. Ice Cube outlined exactly what he wanted. And you can't negotiate. And this is the thing. If we say we want justice and we want equal, whatever like that, we can't negotiate that unless we have a specific ask. We want this specifically. Will we get that? That's what the purpose of negotiation is. But we have to have a specific ask. He has specifics on 13 different levels of Black people in this country, from healthcare to education to finance to loans to policing. Literally laid out, this is what we want as Black people in the country. And I have to salute that, because you have so many people talking about it. So many people saying that they in the fight. So many people want to hold that flag up, but so many people that's not actually doing the work. Ice Cube picked up the baton and did the work. And he said it himself when people was like, oh, you working with the dark side. Yo, they both the dark side. We wouldn't be here in this situation because we've had Democratic presidents. We've had Republican presidents. We've had Democratic leadership. We've had Republican leadership. And yet we still find ourselves in this situation. So neither one of them is the good guys because we've been dealing with this for the past 400 years. But we're not going to have that anymore. We're going to hold people accountable. This is what we want. I don't care who's in charge. If you want my vote, you're going to have to give me this. And he said it. I gave it to both sides. I didn't go to either one of them. They both came to me. And one side said, hey, we like you. Or they both said, we like what you're doing. One side going to act on it. Another side going to do it. I don't trust either one of them because anybody can talk. What you going to do? And if the Republican Party going to do something, that's what I need because that's what's going to benefit my community. If the Democrats win and they still want to follow up on what they said, I got this same plan, bro. This ain't change, but I need you to do something. And that's what this is. It's a contract with Black America because I want you to be held accountable and I want these things for my community. And I have nothing but respect for him to do that. And to say because he worked with it, because he influenced a certain side, again, I'm not here for personalities. I'm here for policies. I want policies. You may not like this man's personality. I may not like this man's personality. But if you can institute a policy that's going to help my community, that's what I'm here for, bro.
Yeah. I'm just not I'm not with the bickering with each other, bro. Like that's my thing. I'm not with the bigger. And is the statement all skin folk, ain't kinfolk? Is that true? Sure. There's a lot of situations where you can see that. But I don't think that this is one of them, bro. Yeah. I'm not rocking with this being one of them, dog. Ice Cube, nah, bro. He's been outspoken on these type of topics for the last like 4 or 5 months. If you really want to go back and look at what he's been talking about, he's been talking about this. He just finally found somebody that's actually going to listen to him. Then now you mad.
But not even this topic, though. Think about Ice Cube's career. Like back in NWA. Hey, bro, we not doing this contract, bro. No. We got to be owners. I'm going to do it. Hey, this movie stuff, we got to get it off the ground. I'm going to make that movie. Hey, these basketball players still got something left, but they being forced out the league. I'm going to create the big three. Ice Cube has a proof, like you were saying before, he has a proven track record. I'm doing this. Everybody can talk about it. I'm going to do something.
And there's a reason why you only found out about it after he did it. After he did it. That's what we need, bro. I don't need a bunch of the hoopla, bro. Like that's what I like. It's the fucking hoopla, bro. like I don't want all the hoopla, bro. Stop talking to me about the hoopla, bro. Just get it done, and then let me hear about it after, bro. That's all we need, bro. So overall, am I attacking Ice Cube over talking to the Trump administration? No. And if you want me to, I can't help you with that. But what I can help you with is point you to the directions of where his plan actually lies in the internet, where you can actually see it and actually read it and actually see if it's actually beneficial for the Black community. If you think it's not, then voice your opinion. If you think it is, then voice your opinion. But either way, just attacking Ice Cube, the person, instead of the policy that he's actually trying to implement, you're not winning. We're not winning with that, bro. We can't. You going on internet and be like, oh, he going to this. He's a coon. He doing that. He's a sellout. This and that. Like he said, he tweeted, "Hey, every step of my career, I've been called a sellout. This ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new for Ice Cube. He been doing this. He been going against the grain to get his. He trying to go against the grain to get ours now. And you mad? Come on, man. We got to do. If like I said, if what we rocking with next year, the 2021, the Black community will progress better than we did in 2020, we got to do better. We got to do better, especially with our support on social media. We have to do better in that realm for sure. If we want, we have to all get behind the things that actually are working for us. So, who am I though?
Facts. I wear a hat because I'm afraid of showing the world my hairline. So who am I to tell you how to vote? Bro. Who am I to tell you how to live your life?
Bro, for real. I ain't shit. I'm not shit.
The fucking hoopla. I love that shit.
The hoopla. You know not about the hoopla though? You know not about the hoopla, man? LeBron James, bro.
Ooh wee.
LeBron James, bro.
You've been waiting for this.
Can't wait, bro. I can't fucking wait, dog. I can't fucking wait, bro. So our next topic is really all about the championship. We're gonna talk a little bit about what happened in the bubble, whether we think it's progressive or not. But mostly what we need to talk about is LeBron James winning his 4th championship with his 3rd team. It's a big deal. It's a big deal for several different reasons, but we can talk about the GOAT, and let's start there, right? Let's just get that out of the way. Let's just talk about the GOAT. When I think about the GOAT, it's kind of weird for me, right? I've never in my life watched a Michael Jordan live possession. Any possession, not one. I've never seen one possession of Michael Jordan playing live basketball. So it's hard for me to be like, oh, you told me Michael Jordan's the GOAT, so I should believe that. It's just kind of tough for me, right? I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying for me, it might feel a little bit different because I've seen almost every possession that LeBron James is playing in the playoffs, in the finals. I've seen him win. I've seen him win 3 now finals MVP, or 4 finals MVP now. So it's hard for me now to be like, oh yeah, even though he did that, like LeBron still can't never be the GOAT. He's already my GOAT. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard for that. That's why I see all the Stephen A. Smiths. I see all the Skip Baylesses. I see all those of the world just telling me about why he's not. And I'm telling you why he would be for me. I watched him. I grew up off of LeBron James ball. I seen him do what he do. Not only that, in one of the craziest years that you could possibly imagine, 2020, all the social justice stuff. Even in the middle of that stuff, in the bubble, when he's ready to go home, all that stuff, he just, hey, bro, we cancel all this shit. We'll cancel all this shit. Like, if we don't get changed, we gonna cancel all this shit. Y'all get to watch this shit every day with us on the jersey, or shit on the back of the jersey. I'm not for that. Y'all get to see the Black Lives Matter on the court. I'm not for that. Y'all get to see this and that. I'm not for that. I want y'all to have actual change. He's out here actually saying that. He's actually out here doing that. And he was saying like, yo, I don't give a fuck about that championship if it comes at the cost of the black community. We cancel all this shit, bro. Like, for real. And instead, they ended up keep going. He ended up keep talking. All the other teams, they keep talking. They keep talking about the black community and what we can do to get better. And it kept that thing going. And he ended up winning a championship. It's tough for me to be like, that's not great. At some point, we gotta sit back and just realize, like, I'm watching greatness. There's nothing wrong with that. I get the same respect to Tom Brady. A lot of people don't like Tom Brady. I don't know what it is about this generation, but we hate rich people. We hate greatness. We hate greatness in sports. We hate greatness in business. We like it. I don't know why. I don't know why it's an issue for us to just dislike these type of things. But they did that. It's only one human being. They ain't no different from me and you. If anything, you should look at that and be like, shit, I can do that. Shit, I can make that happen. There ain't no reason why you can't. Stop psyching yourself out. Now, can I be LeBron James? No, I'm 5'7". Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, like, obviously not. But can I make the impact that LeBron James can? Probably. I'm on my stairway to heaven right now doing that. If you listen to this right now, you one of the people that's helping me do that. You helping me get that impact. So if that's the thing that you envy or that you're jealous of or anything like that, stop being jealous or envying of that. Just recognize that you can do that too. Just realize that we gotta like seeing black people do well. We gotta like seeing that. We can't be tearing down greatness. We can't be putting them against each other. I know we say that. I know it's a competitive sport, but at some point, can I get a goddamn week? Can we get a week where LeBron James is just, hey yo, you are the greatest at this time. Hey yo, you doing great shit right now. Hey yo, I'm watching greatness. The minute he's finished winning that championship, they was like, hey, he still ain't better than LeBron. I mean, he still ain't better than Jordan. The minute he was done, like, yo, can we get a minute, bro? Can I appreciate what I'm watching? Is that wrong for me to want to watch? Like, give me a second, bro. Give me a fucking break. Can I just watch this? Even the last game. Oh, he passed instead of shooting that shot. He should have shot that shot. He should have did this. Michael would have did this. Kobe would have did this. Okay, this motherfucker's name is LeBron. He's not the same person. He makes us different plays. He still wins championships. He still wins MVPs. He's still great. Just recognize that at some point. Just that's all I'm asking. Just recognize that at some point. Again, the public opinion, bro. The public opinion, whether it be in sports or social justice stuff, whatever you can think about, LeBron James is doing that at a high level in both realms to me. I know you had some criticism of him before, and that's okay. That's okay. We don't have many people on the sports level doing it at this level. So I think I should just step back for a second and say we are watching greatness. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. We can criticize later, but right now I'm watching greatness.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, bro, but I wanted to that point where you were talking about everybody criticizing him, like you should have passed or you should have taken the shot instead of passing. One, that was a great basketball play. Like Danny Green was literally wide open. LeBron James had like 4 people on him. 2, LeBron had 40 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 assists that game. Like, the fact that he did take the last shot, bro. Come on now.
I don't care about last shot. We was dropping 40 on people's neck.
I just dropped the 40 on your head, 13 rebounds and 7 assists. Come on, bro. And I'll start with saying this. I criticize LeBron. Yeah. Like I literally criticize LeBron at every chance. And it's not because I hate LeBron. It's not because I have anything against him. It's because I know how powerful he is. And I know how important he is to our culture. And we have to hold these people accountable. So if LeBron does anything wrong, I have to call you out on it because you mean so much to us where we can't afford you to misstep because you are the one in that position. You know what I mean? Like Obama, he's the first black president. It is like sometimes we gonna have to go hard on him, but it's like you made it where no other people can make it. LeBron is doing things that no other person can do. So we need you to get it right so that more people can do it. You know what I mean? But with that being said, we got to start giving that man his flowers. We got to start giving that man his flowers. And with that being, I don't think he can ever be the GOAT because nobody has had to endure the circumstances that he went through. He came into the game in Jordan's shadow from high school. From high school, he had to live up to literal perfection. And with that on this, Jordan didn't have that pressure. You know what I mean? Like Jordan was great. I will never say Jordan isn't one of the best, arguably the best, but it's a different set of pressure when you don't have expectations. When we talk about music all the time, it's like when we find a new artist, they get so much more credit than when Kiana Lede delivers an 8.5 and a 9, it means so much more than when Trey Songz just comes to an 8.5 and it's like, oh, we expect that. You're supposed to do that, but you're supposed to do that every time. So that don't even mean as much. It's like, bro, I just gave you 8.5 and a 9. No, but you're supposed to do that. Imagine living like that since you were in high school. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna go ahead and I meant to do this last week, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw the glasses on for you, boy. You know what I'm saying? Because we about to start talking numbers. You know what I'm talking we about to start talking numbers, dog. Because I'm about tired of y'all, bro. Because women lie, men die. Women lie, men lie. Numbers don't, dog. We about to start talking about some numbers right here. Let's talk about the regular season, dog. You with me?
My bad.
Now LeBron.
That's LeBron right there. That's LeBron right there. That's LeBron right there.
Let's talk about regular season, bro. LeBron he number 3 in points. He just passed Kobe early in the year. Rest in peace to Kobe, bro. Number 3 in points all time in the regular season. Top 10 in assists all time. So not only is he scoring, but he's distributing, making everybody. LeBron is working with scraps, brother. He is working with legit scraps, and he is making everybody else better. Top 10 in assists all time. Now, number 2 in turnovers. So he do turn the ball over. I ain't even gonna hold you.
Man, a long ass time.
But what's the biggest thing? LeBron can't hit free throws. He always misses free throws. He top 5 in free throws attempted and top 5 in free throws made. So LeBron gonna put it on the floor and he be getting hacked to the point where he had to go to the officials or his organization had to go to the officials like, bro, y'all gonna have to start calling these calls, bro. Just because it's LeBron don't mean people can just foul him at any given time. Like y'all gonna have to start calling it. So top 3 in assists or top 10 in assists, top 3 in points, top 2 in turnovers, but top 5 in free throws attempted and made, and that's just a regular season. And it's like that's legendary in itself. But let's talk about these playoffs because
Mm.
the regular season is cool. Giannis won back-to-back MVPs, but he ain't doing nothing in the play. Let's talk about these playoffs, bro. That's why I put the glasses on. Number 1 in games played. Number 1 in points scored. Number 1 in steals. Number 1 in field goals made. Number 1 in field goals attempted. Number 1 in three-pointers attempted. Number 1 in free throws made. Number 1 in free throws attempted. Number 1 in turnovers. But let's talk. We got more. Don't worry, we're not done. Number 2 in assists. Number 2 in defensive rebounds. Number 6 in total rebounds. Number 2 in three-pointers made. I'm going to repeat that. LeBron James is number 2 in three-pointers made. He is top 10 in field goal percentage. And he is number 7 in free throw percentage. What are we talking about, bro? What are we talking about?
No idea.
You mean to tell me when it is important, when the game is on a lot, when it matters, we play for the playoffs. That's his resume? Oh, but he's 4-6 in the finals. Brother, Jordan is only 6-0 in the finals. That means LeBron got 4 more on him. It's only been one time in the past 10 years that LeBron hasn't even been there. What are we talking about? And again, that man has been living in Jordan's shadow since high school. So the fact that he won 1 is amazing. The fact that he won 2 is amazing. The fact that he won 3 is amazing. The fact that he won 4 is amazing. The fact that he won 3 different organizations to the chip is amazing. The fact that every time he has won, he has been the finals MVP is amazing. Stop playing with my dog. I criticize him. I'll be the first one to talk about it, but stop playing with that man.
Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying at this point.
Stop playing with that man.
I don't know why we're so bad about discrediting, trying to discredit greatness, right? We do it with the Patriots. We do it with Tom Brady. We do it with Alabama. We do it with every organization we possibly can. Why? Just admit it, bro. Just give it up. Give it up. It's certain people that made it to their career that you just got to give it up. You just got to give it up and say, like, is LeBron the GOAT? Because of how the GOAT is actually the circumstances of what makes the GOAT, and that's because everybody has to acknowledge you as the GOAT. No, he's probably not the GOAT. But has he turned a few people, as far as Michael Jordan, like people that say that Michael Jordan's the GOAT, has he turned their eyes and say, maybe LeBron might be the GOAT? Absolutely. 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 Does he have a whole group of people that says that he's the GOAT? Absolutely. So that's where we at. Is that a bad place to be? No. It's a greatness. It's greatness. That's what we watch. It's greatness, bro. You said all the stats. I told you the argument that I think that it is. It's no reason to talk about this anymore, bro. He's great. He's great, and that's where we at.
Yeah, and then you judging an individual in a team sport. There's so many different factors outside of his control. He can't control his coach. He can't control the system. He can't control everybody that's around him. So I'll give it. He may not be the GOAT, but I will single-handedly say LeBron has had the best career in NBA history.
Oh, yeah.
He's had the best career.
Easily. And we watched it. And he's on my Mount Rushmore of NBA players for sure.
Absolutely.
So it's tough to not put him there, but we gotta stop and step back for a second and just give people their flowers. That's what all this is about. Just give them their flowers. They deserve it. When he say I want my damn respect, as far as everybody else in the organization, they wanted them respect. LeBron, every time LeBron goes to organization, the second year they become a championship roster. Mm. The second year they become a championship roster. Nobody else is doing that, bro.
Come on,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody else is doing that. The second year he goes, every team he goes to, they're a championship roster. You know what the team that he left is?
Trash. Lottery team.
Trash.
Lottery team.
Terrible. They suck.
Come on.
Yeah. So that's where we at. But who am I?
Shut up with all that hoopla, dog. That's my new word.
The goddamn hoopla.
The hoopla, dog. Get that hoopla out of here.
The goddamn hoopla, bro. Sick of the hoopla. I'm sick of the hoopla. Nah, but man, let's get into these positive shows, man. You ready?
Let's get it, bro.
All right, shit. Well, I'll go first. Mine's gonna be short and sweet because I'm sure you already heard about it. But Killer Mike, new black-owned bank, man. So I I don't want to talk about the statistic of it all. There's tens thousands of people. It might be up to 100,000 by now, for all I know. But there's a lot of people already getting into this black-owned bank. And let me tell you, bro, there are a lot of people. I just said it earlier. There are a lot of people talking about it, bro. There's a lot of people doing it now. You are running out of excuses. You're running out of excuses not to support. You are. You doing your thing on social media and saying this and that and posting a little tweet or posting a little clip on Instagram or posting a black fist on as your Instagram emoji or whatever you want to do. You running out of excuses to actually go out and do real things and support. Killer Mike is giving you that avenue. He's telling you, yo, this is a black-owned bank. You should support this. For reasons I shouldn't have to say. It's obvious. If you are one of those people that's out there and you say like you want to support, well, your friend got a business. Your friend sell lashes. Your friend sell clothes. Your friend sells this and that. We have a podcast. There's a lot of there's a lot of people out here actually trying to do it. Actually go support then. Stop saying you want to do it. Stop criticizing people that's actually trying to do it, like Ice Cube. Go out there and actually support then. And when you get that support, then you'll earn that respect for that. But until then, stop all the hoopla. Stop all the hoopla, bro. I'm sick of seeing people just talking about what they want to do and talk about Black Lives Matter and talk about how much black lives mean this much. And this person is this, and this person go off queen and go off king and do this and go. All that is cool and cute and protect black women and all that and do all of that stuff that you want to do and say all of it. If you're not actually moving like that, you're not actually having those actions to move that way, what are you actually doing? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You're just saying stuff. You're just marching. You're just walking. You're just doing this and that. It's nothing to actual content. You don't have actual content to back your record. So actually go out here and do stuff. Go follow Killer Mike. Put your money in those bank accounts. That'll help other black people. That's what it will do in reality. If you don't believe me, go research it yourself. We believe that. We believe in that for. I mean, I don't know how long we've been saying that. Like, go do your own research and figure it out. I'm not saying I'm not the smartest guy on earth, but I know that if Killer Mike tell me that he got a bank account, a black bank account that I should support, well, shit, let me go research. It won't be that hard. It won't be that difficult to actually find out why I should be supporting that shit. So, Killer Mike, shout out to you, bro. Keep fucking doing it. I think this is my third Killer Mike positivity shout out. It's for various reasons, and they all should be obvious, just like I said earlier. Go ahead and support that shit, bro, because that's what we need to be doing going forward.
Yeah, just the I hate when they do this in the military, but that's such a good positivity shout out. To piggyback on that, the bank is called Greenwood, right? And it's like, oh, okay, that's a cool name, right? But the name comes from the historical Greenwood district of Tulsa, Oklahoma, that had the Black Wall Street. Come on, bro. If he out here doing it,
bro.
He is out here doing it, bro. Protect Killer Mike at all costs.
At all costs, bro.
Protect Killer Mike at all costs.
At all costs.
So my positivity shout out for this week is Waka Flocka Flame. Everybody know him as Let's Do It, the dread swinging, gangster rapper, and all that. But he actually just received the honorary doctorate degree in philanthropy and humanitarianism. That the liquor get to it. That liquor talk to it. He actually get an honorary degree in philanthropy and humanitarianism. So since the death of his brother in 2013, he said that he dedicated his life to mental health and providing help to the community because his younger brother committed suicide in 2013. And before he committed suicide, he actually called Waka Flocka, and Waka Flocka missed the call. And ever since then, Waka Flocka just had this like guilt or this, it was just heavy on his heart that he couldn't help save his younger brother. So he wanted to do something within the black community, seeing as though mental health is such a big push. So with him and his mom, they started a foundation called No RIP, and RIP stands for Reckless Internet Posting. And it actually supports responsible posting, supports content supervision to just make sure that people aren't out on social media bullying, making sure that people aren't out here exposing their children to different things that are lead to their mental health issues. It's just to see somebody like Waka Flocka grow into this type of person, it's just so commendable, bro. And this is just like the pure example of growth. Like Waka Flocka literally started as Gucci Mane's shooter. Like Gucci Mane was saying in his interview, like, yo, my shooter got platinum hits. And it's like, that's what he started as. Like he was literally just a gangster that was beside Gucci, talk about Gucci, give him his flowers. That just put him on like, hey, bro, go get you some money, go make a hit. And Waka Flocka really made a career, but he grew past that. And so like he talking about like get your diet right, get yourself fit and all that stuff. But he literally made a commitment like, y'all want to help my community because this is something that impacted me. And in essence of everything we've been talking about in this episode, it's all about doing something. Anybody can talk about it. Somebody has to do something. And in the day and age where we celebrate thugs, we celebrate gangsters, where we celebrate quote unquote real niggas, it's like this man just got an honorary doctorate, bro, just for his help in the community, for his philanthropy, for his humanitarianism, because he dedicated his life to giving back to a community. He dedicated himself to actually doing something. So shout out to Waka Flocka Flame. As much as we celebrate these gangsters, as much as we celebrate the quote unquote real niggas, I want to celebrate you for getting that honorary doctorate, for actually doing something and providing something to the community and being an example of growth in our community.
For real. Yeah, that's real. No, it pains me as much as I go back and I watch our old episodes, as much as we say, bro, it's easier to see the people that's actually doing it and the people that actually just talking. But for whatever reason, we just flock to the people that's just talking. And I don't know why. I don't know for what reason, but you can follow that if you want to. But at some point, you got to hold those people that's just chitter-chattering and speaking that hoopla like we've been talking about. You got to hold them accountable, bro. Right. Say, okay, all this is cool, but you've been saying this for the last 12 months. What the fuck you doing? What are you like? What are you doing? I can hear this. I can just watch Martin Luther King's speech, and you just reiterating all the stuff he said. Mm-hmm. Let me see what you actually doing to actually honor him though. Like, it's so simple. It's so simple to me. Like I'm sick of all the talking. I'm sick of all the marching. Sick of all this and that. Like, don't ask me to do that no more. I don't want to do that more. What am I doing? I'm doing this. I'm in here trying to tell you to do that, to do something more, to research, to actually follow somebody that's actually having something done. Like, instead you out here disrespecting Ice Cube, which is crazy to me.
They messed me up when they said my ice cubes are melted. That wasn't going, dog. They got me done.
That's facts. That's facts. My ice cubes is melted.
Black they good for some ones, dog. They good for the
No, it's funny, bro. It's funny, bro. It really is funny. When I can appreciate the funny shit. Yeah. I can appreciate it. When you actually trying to get disrespectful, that's when I'd be like, all right, you wilding out. You wilding out now. But who am I?
Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for dealing with us. I know this was kind of a long episode, but we've been going for a couple weeks, so we hope that this episode was informational, was entertaining, but we appreciate each and every one of y'all for tuning in each week.
Yeah. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Who Am I Pod.
Let me buy you a drink.
Who am I? The girls them sugar.